The plans for now, it's a short term, right? What I mean by a short term is what we're concentrating now is to evacuate waste that have been there for a very long period. And, on different streets, we used to see waste on the median, on the corners of receptacles, different hideouts and things like that. So what we're doing at the moment is to make sure that we evacuate all that and also assign competent contractors to go in there to see how they can evacuate the waste on a daily basis. Because, you see, the first thing to do is to cut away all the waste that have settled there for like months. Now, once we do that, then we need to put a competent contractor, to do the daily evacuation on all the areas that we have evacuated waste.
How often would this evacuation be done? Is it going to be the same time frame for different areas, or are we going to have different time frames for different areas depending on the amount of waste that's been generated?
Now, the evacuation of waste basically in Falga and Obio-Akpor is the same time, right? Okay. And what it is here is, for now, we are looking at the receptacles. We're going to come up with methods on built-up areas like GRA, Diob, D-Line, and Old GRA, and some areas that, the houses are actually laid out properly. We're going to do door-to-door in those areas. But right now, what we're doing is to see that the general dumping place, which is a receptacle, is evacuated on a daily basis. There will be contractors that will move them between 10 in the night, that's 10 p.m., to about 3, 4, 5 a.m. in the morning. So, and there is a dumping time, which means it's between 6 p.m. to 10 p.m.
That dumping time is effective now?
Yeah, it's effective now. Anybody that comes out with refuse before 6 p.m. and after 10 p.m. will be arrested. We just put up the task force to
where are they supposed to dump? Because if you've highlighted that receptacles, there are provisions for that has been made, do we have enough receptacles already? For instance, people along this east-west road, where would they dump between that time? Because I haven't seen a receptacle between here to Choba.
Now, there are receptacles. Now, if you're going, are you talking about on the east-west road?
On the east-west road.
Now, like on the east-west road, if you're going further up, just by the Rumusi market, there's a huge receptacle there. Actually, that receptacle has been there for a while, but people were using that receptacle as a market. So about a week ago, we went there and chased out all the people that were using at the market, and there's a receptacle there. Now, if you go further up on the right, just after the UPTA gate, on the right, we have also created a temporary receptacle where people should dump their refuse. Okay. Because basically what it is here is that the median is not a dumping place. Nobody should dump refuse on the median. Yeah. Either you bag your refuse and look for the nearest receptacle. There are some receptacles that actually been created already before now that people just decided that they are not going to use. Receptacles have been created in most areas. Okay. Then on this side, if you're going towards Rumokoro, there are also receptacles. There's one beside the school, which is on the left side, on the road. Because what has happened is that after a constant use of these receptacles, people tend to take the bins away, but we have security men, because we usually drop metal bins. If you go on Ada George Road, you can see it. If you go on Aba Road, you can see it. These are metal bins that we have dropped. But don't forget, there are also these scavengers that steal the metal bins. So what we have done now, we're doing bigger ones. We're going to do the roll-on, roll-off ones, which will stay for a very long time. It will be difficult for people to remove.
Many people have said one time that, it was the government that instructed them to dump by so time. That's why they are dumping. Now we're hearing that the government never said anybody should dump on the median. So what happens now? Because people who cannot access receptacles at the moment would definitely dump somewhere, and then the median would be where? So are you saying now that people should not dump on the median? And if you're saying that, how would you stop people who are already doing it?
Now, I wonder how anybody would think that government would ask you to dump refuse on the median. If they're asking you to dump, I wonder how anybody can think about that. Government never said at any point in time. No government can say that you can dump refuse on the median. It is something that people just, decided to do, and they carried on because possibly there was no enforcement. But what we are trying to do now, we have set up a task force yesterday. We will enforce it. You can't dump refuse on the median. If the receptacle around you is far away, then you need to look for a way to get to the receptacle nearest to you. We can't create receptacle every 100 meters, every 200 meters. We create receptacles along the road. But if there are no receptacles around you, then you must look for where to dump your refuse. or you must make a request to Rewama so that they can come create receptacle, look around. Possibly you can also provide somewhere that receptacles can be created. Like I said, a lot of people don't want you to create receptacles around them.